Hey, Phil, good to see you again. How are you?
Great, Zach. Good to see you too.
Yeah, this is, I wish this could be in person, but of course, with 2020 and COVID-19, a lot of things are being Zoomified these days. But take us back, if you would, back to 2019 when you first heard about the Community Changemaker Challenge. How did that first get on your radar?
When I moved back to Evansville for back in about 2000, around 2000, and always
Okay.
wanted to start a rowing team here in town because I rowed in Chicago, rowed in college, and a friend approached me the last year and explained about this Community Changemaker Challenge, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to uh, start a rowing team and work with individuals with disabilities that can benefit from the rowing. I went to Louisville and spoke to Randy Mills, who is the director at in Louisville's adaptive rowing. He kind of directed me on how we want to. Well, they've actually started a lot of programs. They started like 24 programs throughout the country, so they have a
Right,
lot of
right.
experience. And he kind of gave us direction on how to take this. And I thought, okay, so the Community Changemaker Challenge was a great opportunity for us to kind of show how what we can do for the community and how adaptive rowing can definitely benefit the community. So he came over to Evansville. We did the video and everything went great. And we ended up
Yeah.
successful.
Well, before we get past the results of that, take us back to like the video. So that is going to be one of the things that's similar for the 2020 edition is creating, a video and uploading it to YouTube. What was your thought process in trying to convey your idea, quickly but effectively in order to move on to the next round?
Well, I knew that people would be, I mean, skeptical because rowing on the Ohio River there's people are concerned about rowing on the river because of current and such. So I knew the first thing I had to do was really get across the idea that we have safety. Safety is our biggest concern. Uh, but I also wanted to let people realize that this is something we're passionate about, we're excited about, and we wanted to make sure that this moves forward. So I had,
Mm.
I guess, 1 minute to basically express all that, and I was actually successful, fortunately.
Yeah. Well, and then from there, you all had to go to the next round, which was the in-person um, stage where you got to sort of pitch the idea in person to people and then had to be ready to respond with some of their questions and satisfy their answers enough for them to give kind of monopoly money, pledging it towards your idea. Tell us how different that was, and maybe some things you had to sort of tweak from the video to the in-person version.
One thing I want to point out, I mean, there are a lot of great ideas, and frankly, I realized that all I could do was bring the passion that excitement that I feel toward adaptive growing, and that hope that express itself in person.
Well, and obviously it was successful enough to take you guys all the way into the finals, which was, in person, in the WNIN studios in front of a live panel of judges, literally underneath the lights. You did have some visual aids, and you had Randy with you there as well. Tell us about that night and how that felt.
That night, I remember, of course, I've never been on television, so it was stressful, interesting. But Randy, really, He's done that so many times. Like I say, he's helped at 24 different cities, so he really knew what was required. He coached me through how I was going to present, and he brought boats over from Louisville and safety devices, oars, things that would visually allow a person to understand what we're about.
Well, and I think that clearly did come through, and as evidenced by the fact that you all received the amount that you had asked for, and in terms of dollars, you could even say that you guys won that competition with the prize money that you asked for. So how much money did you ask for?
We asked for 10,000, and that's what we were awarded. And we've used that money so far to we're actually purchasing 3 boats. Right now, we're going to pick up 2 boats this weekend from Louisville, actually, and then a boat from Cleveland. We're bringing down from Cleveland this week.
Were there any organizations or companies that you got to be connected with or affiliated with during this process that have been instrumental in moving things forward since the competition ended?
I say the biggest help we've had is Easter Seals. I mean, to name some individuals, Patty Bauback was just, I mean, she's phenomenal. Actually, one of the individuals one of the rowers, Craig Doninger, he works with Patty Bauback, and she kind of introduced us to Craig, who actually went to Louisville last week and rowed in Louisville out on the river for the first time.
Yeah, well, let's go ahead and bring Craig in. We kind of have a little secret special guest. Craig, do you want to go ahead and unmute yourself and introduce yourself to us real quick?
Sure. Hi, guys. Phil, Zach. My name's Craig Doninger. I just recently got introduced to Phil and this project this summer, and it's been really amazing. It's been, excuse me, it's been great. We've gotten to be friends, and it's just doing something I never thought I was going to be able to do. So it's been awesome so far.
Yeah, Craig, if you wouldn't mind, tell us a little bit about how you acquired your disability, and then how you found out about this new opportunity to get back into the water. I know a little bit of your story, but I think it'd be cool for you to share as well.
Sure. Yeah. 10 years ago, I had a diving accident. I dove into a swimming pool and I broke my neck at the C5, C6 vertebrae. I'm considered quadriplegic. I do have quite a bit of function in my arms, just not hands. But actually, it was Ben Trockman, who's a friend of mine and works for Old National, where I work and Phil works, and Patty both reached out to me about a new program for rowing, wanting to know if I was interested. And I'm always looking for something to do physically, and I just thought it would be a great opportunity, and reached out to Phil, and we got it set up.
That's great. And we're literally right in this sort of season where you're able to get out of the training sessions and get into the water. I know there's been some delays due to 2020 and COVID-19. Either one of you want to talk about how things have been delayed and how you were able to sort of get practice in the meantime?
I think one big benefit, we work with the YMCA. They've agreed to allow us to train on indoor rowing machines. So we've been working with them. And then, we had planned to actually have an exhibition by this time on the river here. But unfortunately obviously didn't work out. But we did, but we wanted to make sure our rowers understood what they were working toward. So again, we took a group out July 9th over to Louisville. 4 rowers. Again, Craig was part of that too. And they got to get out on the water and actually experience what it was about. So we've been working with the COVID-19. Obviously, there's a lot of adaptations, I guess, that have to be made, but we're getting through it.
Craig, tell us about that transition from the training at the Y to actually, the feeling of getting back in the water.
Oh yeah, it's incredible just being able to get into the water and row. It's from training at the Y and to rowing in the boat. I believe, at least out of my experience, it was easier to row in the boat than it is for training, which I think is somewhat by design, just to build your strength and endurance up. But yeah, it was an incredible feeling just gliding across the water and learning how to use the oars correctly. And again, something I never thought I was going to be able to do, and was actually on the water. And I took some video of it, and I watch it every once in a while, and just brings a smile to my face being able to do that again. So.
Well, I think one of the coolest parts about your story, that the two of you, like you said, you guys have become friends now. You've connected and bonded over this experience, and presumably there's going to be plenty of new experiences, to come on the horizon. And with that in mind, the fact that you guys didn't know each other beforehand, or maybe even some of the other rowers, what advice would you give to someone who has a potential idea for 2020 in that the impact for it may be unknown? The people that might benefit from it might be people that don't even know yet.
The most important thing, I think, is to have an open mind. Make sure that you're willing to step out there. Don't be afraid to, if you've got an idea, make sure that you don't hide in the wings. Just let it happen. And because, like I said, the people that I've met, Craig, Ben Trogman, Patty, the other rowers, they've all been amazing.
Craig, any encouragement from you for potential idea generators and innovators this year?
Yeah, I mean, just echo what Phil said. Keep an open mind. Don't be afraid to talk to the people that you're looking to help, and find out what their needs are. Phil always says that he kind of doesn't know anything about some of the issues that we face, but I always tell him I'm an open book. You can ask me anything. We'll work through it together and make this successful. So
cool. Well, as like kind of a concluding question here, I'm sure that there are more opportunities for people or organizations to kind of help and contribute to keep this thing going. If someone wanted to reach out, do you all have a Facebook page or a website or something that would help someone to connect further?
Right now, the best way to get in touch with us is through email, adaptivewatersports@yahoo.com. We're in the process, like I said, we're getting boats, but we actually don't have oars for those boats. So we need 6 sets of oars. If anyone would be willing to sponsor maybe getting some oars, that'd be really beneficial, and the flotation devices as well.
Yeah, well, we'll make sure that we have that link for that email address set up here in the video, and encourage people, if you want to learn more about this, or even participate as a rower, we're hopeful that this is something that's in our community for a long time.
One more thing I'd like to include.
Sure.
We are always in need of volunteers. So if an individual you just want to help out, or you have family members that you think would benefit from this program, please don't hesitate to reach out to us at the email.
Okay, awesome. Well, we'll make sure that link is in here, and hopefully we can get some of those folks connected with both of you all.
thanks,
Thanks,
Zac.
Zac.
You too.
All right, thanks guys. See ya.
All right.